This is quite an embarrassing aspect of Scottish culture. I read recently that we in Scotland, according to the World Health Organization, or as they're known in Glasgow, who? We now officially in Scotland have the worst diet in the world. In the world. That includes African countries. Countries with no food at all. It's now better to have, and let me get this right, no food at all than Scottish food. Freedom! Gee, I couldn't believe it when I read that, but it kind of reminded me of when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, if I didn't eat everything on my plate, my mum would always say the same thing. Daddy, there are kids in Africa who would give their right arm for what you've left on that plate. I had no idea at the same time African mothers were telling their kids similar stories about us. You know, the kids going, I'm hungry. Well, there are kids in Scotland chewing on a black pudding that would love to be as hungry as you. Do you know a black pudding is essentially a giant scab? It is. People always go weird when I say that. We have it for breakfast. How hard are we? So that's the Scottish breakfast. It's basically everything in the fridge at that time. Anything, bacon, sausage, eggs, beans, chips, burgers, crisps. Don't care. Bring out your dead. We'll have it. Don't care, so long as it's deep fried. The breakfast, the Scottish breakfast, is an important message to the rest of the world. It says it doesn't matter what you plan to do to us today. It's not nearly as bad as what we've just done to ourselves. It says a lot about us. You know, you look at the French breakfast. You know, it's a croissant. That's all they have. It's a tiny croissant. Yeah, I eat a croissant. And then I will have to lie down. Well, because I will be quite full after my little croissant. It's not a breakfast, that's a bit of pastry. We put that on top of a meat pie. Says a lot about the French, though, the old croissant, doesn't it? It says, we are flaky and a little bit gay. That's who we are. Look at this. You know, the Spanish just have yogurt and a bit of fruit for breakfast. I suppose you don't want anything too heavy if you're off to bed in a couple of hours, do you? I love the siesta. I wish we'd thought of it. I like the Spanish siesta. We're all tired at that time of the day. I love the fact that the Spanish workforce has got together at some point in history, in the middle of a board meeting. Just one guy's going... Hey, Sebastian. Are you tired? Are you tired? Yes, I am tired, very tired. Franco. Oh, see. How many people are tired? Shall we just go to bed? Let's go to bed! Ah, yes! 1 hour? Fuck it! 2 hours! We have 2 hours in bed, huh? Actually, it's just as well we don't have a siesta in Scotland. We'd have to get up and have another one of those breakfasts. We'd be dead by the age of 24. Do you know the Swiss breakfast? That always, the muesli, that's what Swiss have for breakfast. Muesli, that sawdust and raisins that you have you ever tried eating that? It just comes out. Never enough moisture in it. Have you ever tried pouring milk into a bowl of muesli? The milk comes flying back out. It does, doesn't it? It hits that protective dust shield. Fuck that. How typically Swiss is that? Even the milk doesn't want to get involved. Everything stays separate, independent, neutral. The Germans are the most interesting, of course, you know, because the Germans, well, let's not generalize, in Bavaria in Germany, they have liver for breakfast. Liver for breakfast. How Germanic is that? I have just woken up. My eyes are barely open. Bring me a vital organ. Bring me the filtering gland of a dead beast. And I will eat it. And I'm French now. I'm a German living in France. Lost the accent but maintained my cultural breakfast identity. In fact, make it a liver croissant. Just a little one, I have to lie down.